Everyone thought they knew what I would choose. It was obvious, they said. The safe option. The expected path. The one that made sense. And honestly, for a long time, I believed that too. I had planned everything carefully. Step by step. No risks. No surprises. That's how I lived my life. Until the day everything came down to one decision. One simple choice. It didn't look big from the outside. But inside, it felt like standing at the edge of something unknown. People were watching. Waiting. Certain of what I would do. But for the first time in my life, I wasn't so sure anymore. And deep down, I felt something I couldn't ignore. A quiet voice, telling me to choose differently. The room was full. Not crowded with people, but filled with expectations. You've worked for this, someone said. Don't throw it away, another voice added. They weren't wrong. Everything I had done led to this moment. Every late night. Every sacrifice. Every careful step. All of it pointed toward one clear path. And everyone around me agreed. This was the right choice. The smart choice. The safe choice. But something inside me felt unsettled. Like I was about to choose something that looked right, but didn't feel right. I smiled. I nodded. I acted like everything was fine. But inside, there was a storm. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about the decision. Over and over again. Trying to convince myself to follow the expected path. It's the best option, I whispered to myself. It makes sense. But then, that quiet voice came back. What if it's not your choice? That question stayed with me, because I realized something uncomfortable. I had been living my life based on what others expected, not what I truly wanted. I had followed rules, followed plans, followed approval, but I had never really stopped to ask, what do I want? And now, for the first time, I didn't know the answer. The next day arrived. The moment I had been waiting for. Everyone was there. Watching. Expecting. I could feel their confidence. They already believed they knew my answer. I took a deep breath. My heart was racing. This was it. The moment that would define everything. I looked around. At the people. At the path in front of me. At the life I was about to choose. And then, I listened. Not to them, but to myself. For the first time. And what I heard was clear. It wasn't the safe choice. It wasn't the expected choice. But it was mine. When I finally spoke, the room went silent. Because I didn't choose what they expected. I chose differently. At first, no one reacted. Like they didn't understand what I had just said. Then the whispers started. Confusion. Surprise. Even disappointment. Are you serious? Someone asked. You're making a mistake, another voice said. Maybe they were right. Maybe it was a risk. Maybe it wouldn't work. But for the first time in my life, I felt something stronger than fear. Clarity. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. But it was real. And I knew, even if it didn't work out perfectly, it would still be my decision. That one choice changed everything. Not just my path, but me. At first, it was hard. There were doubts, challenges, moments where I questioned myself. But there was something different this time. I didn't feel trapped. I didn't feel like I was living someone else's life. I felt free. And slowly, things started to fall into place. Not perfectly, but meaningfully. I learned. I grew. I became stronger in ways I never expected. And the people who once doubted me started to understand. Not all at once, but over time. Because they saw something they didn't see before. Not success, but confidence. The kind that comes from choosing your own path. Looking back now, I realize something powerful. The choice they didn't expect was the choice I needed. Because sometimes, the biggest change in your life comes from the one decision that scares you the most.